Good day everyone, I am Aira Mae Pompong. So this is my learning experiences number 5 that serves as my midterm examination. First question is, why theory is important in the application of the study of motor skills includes motor control and motor learning. Theories are particularly significant in the application of the study of motor control because they help build new motor abilities, improve the smoothness and precision of motions, and are required for establishing regulated movement and standardized simple actions such as reflexes, and helps understand how to learn skills and also essential for every movement from poorly skilled to highly skilled movements. Question number 2. Explain how far you understand information processing model. You can state example or demonstrate your answer. For me, information processing model has 4 stages or category, which are the input, decision making, output, and feedback. For example, in a receiving a ball, the player will sense using the 3 senses, which are the seeing, hearing, and touching, that the ball is nearly arriving, and those information sent to the brain then will select the relevant information to the skill. Then after the brain sends the information, or after the brain process the information, the decision making will happen if how the performer will going to receive the ball, and after the decision making it will go to the output where the action being performed and all the information from the brain will send to the muscle to perform specific skill, which is to receive the ball from the opponent. Then last is the feedback. After the performer received the ball, we have what we call intrinsic and extrinsic feedback. Intrinsic feedback is received from the performer's thoughts and emotions, and extrinsic feedback is received outside the performers, either from the coach or video replay, then back to the input. Question number 3. Give one example of a closed-loop system of information processing in relation to its definition. Assess the relative strengths and weaknesses of a closed-loop system to your given example. Closed-loop system is with the presence of feedback. One example of skill that I can give related to closed-loop system is sprinting or running, because in the closed-loop system, the performer can adjust in the time he or she execute the said skill. The performer or player has an opportunity to control his or her movement. And why I think sprinting is an example of closed-loop system? It is because if the runner aware that there is obstacles in his or her lane, definitely he or she adjust, avoid, and control his movement or his or her speed. And I think the weakness of closed-loop system, based on my example skill, is that the goal of a performer will interrupt, and the strength of this system is that the performer can control his or her movements or adjust. Question number 4. Give one example of an open-loop system of information processing in relation to its definition. Assess the relative strengths and weaknesses of an open-loop system to your given example. Open-loop system is a system without the presence of feedback or with the absence of feedback. The performer here is not given a chance to adjust his or her movement during the execution of a skill. Then one skill that I think this system can apply is that the receiving skill in volleyball. Why? Because as we can see, usually if the player receive the ball from the opponent, the player have no choice to avoid the ball. The goal of player is to receive the ball successfully, and during the execution, he or she will not allow to change his goal, position, distance, and because the ball is nearly arriving. And I think these are the weaknesses of an open loop system in this skill. The strength of open loop system to this skill is in the way that the performer set his or her goal already. Question number 5. Explain how far you understand movement constraints in dynamical system theory. As much as possible, please give example, and you can explain or much better demonstrate your example. Constraints in dynamical system theory has three constraints, which are the task, individual, and environment. In task constraints, for example, in performing push-ups in regular, the performer control his body slow and feet stationary. If there is constraints like throwing some volleyball or some ball, then his movement will interrupt and different compared to its regular movement in performing push-ups. In individual constraints, in a regular push-up, there is possible that the performer will be out-balanced. But however, if there is individual constraints, like someone put some heavy object or add some heavy objects to his back while performing push-ups, the performer will stay balanced and performing slow push-ups. And environment constraints, in regular, there is no factor affecting the movement. For example, I will perform basketball in a closed area, then definitely I will be able to perform skills well. However, if there's an environment constraints, like even going to play basketball in an open area field, then there is a chance that I cannot perform the skill well because of some factors like wind or crowd.